Although prescribed to relieve pain or cure disease, drugs like fentanyl are often abused. The opioid epidemic is evidence of this and has ruined the lives of millions, but not only those who have died have had their lives ruined, but also those who are friends and family who will never see them again. It's important to make sure that such tragedies do not go unanswered and forgotten. It's important that we understand these tragedies so that we do not leave ourselves open to falling into similar positions. That is why today we're going to explore exactly why and how people abuse prescription drugs like fentanyl. Further, we're looking at the history of fentanyl, how pharma companies take advantage and cause people to take more fentanyl. Fentanyl was a drug that started out with good intentions. It was created over 50 years ago by Dr. Paul Janssen, and since then has become one of the most widely used drugs in multiple countries around the world. Multiple patents for new systems of delivery like lollipops, nasal sprays, stick patches, and more have been developed in it, and the sheer number and variety of these types of systems of delivery are a testament to fentanyl's overuse. The United States DEA states that fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that is 8 through 100 times stronger than morphine. This drug was used originally only for cancer patients. However, nowadays it is being used for increasingly unnecessary applications such as illnesses that are not cancer and chronic pain from injuries that are often over exaggerated. Unsurprisingly, over recent years we have seen increasingly rampant abuse of fentanyl, which has led to much death and suffering. In April 20th, in April 2020, the U.S. National Institute of Health affirmed that, quote, fentanyl should only be prescribed by doctors who are experienced in treating pain in cancer patients. It should be used only to treat breakthrough cancer pain. It is clear, though, that fentanyl is being used anything but that way. There have been numerous lawsuits by American states against drug companies like Teva and Johnson & Johnson for their aggressive marketing campaign causing more people to use fentanyl. There were further charges when executives from these same pharmaceutical companies were caught incentivizing doctors to provide their drugs, give them money and other benefits, hoping that they will prescribe these drugs like fentanyl, these powerful drugs, to people who did not need them. In the article, Unredacted Complaint reveals fentanyl manufacturer Teva/Cephalon's illegal marketing strategies from February 2020. The state of Virginia said that, quote, these managers participated in conferences at high-end resorts where they ostensibly educated high prescribers of the opioid about the benefits of Atik is another opioid for uses forbidden by the FDA, using educational material that they never submitted to the FDA. End quote. This is why we have seen the expansion in both a variety of fentanyl products and illnesses for which doctors will prescribe fentanyl. As these people get addicted to the brief addiction inducing bouts of euphoria that fentanyl causes, they will drag on their doctors, they will nag them, and they'll ask for more. They'll often come up with illnesses that they don't have. They'll come and pretend to have injuries that they do not have, all in an attempt to get more drugs from these doctors. This can wear down on doctors' psyches, as doctors are both incentivized by companies to give them these drugs and are begged by people who they know they are harming by giving these drugs to give them more. Many simply become dispensaries. After giving up, they just give fentanyl to whoever asks for it. While others who may turn away their patients and actually do good and work in their job in good faith, trying to protect people, may have those patients only leave their practice to go to another doctor in the search of more fentanyl. Some patients get so addicted to fentanyl that prescriptions alone cannot support them. These people also often find themselves turning to illegal sources like drug dealers and other bad influences, and finding a greater supply of fentanyl and often worse drugs. In many cases, these stories end in heartbreak and overdoses, or this used to be the case, as in May of last year, 2019. A new drug called naloxone was approved by the FDA. This is the only drug in the market that can actually overturn and reverse opioid overdoses. This drug has then saved numerous lives and also made its creators lots of money. Unfortunately, the name of their creators may upset you, as they also may be very familiar. Teva Pharmaceuticals, who owns the patent and profits from all the sales of this drug, found the same opioid epidemic that they actively created in 2019. The news website Biopharma Dive say that it is, quote, estimated the entire naloxone market is about 290 million in annual sales. It's easy to see that Teva's profit far outstrips whatever meager paybacks and reparations have paid to families who have lost loved ones. In their eyes, their part in creating and purposely prolonging the duration of the opioid epidemic was well worth it, and the money made from that endeavor came with virtually no consequences. It's plain to see here that the health of their patients is not the focus of these companies, as these legal drug dealers make money and regard people in the same way street thugs do, worthless. They have used any and all tools available to them: lobbying, incentivization, marketing, campaigning, anything. The opioid epidemic is a product of their labor. Still, they conspire to get their product into the bodies of more potential addicts. While the drugs themselves are not inherently evil, the faceless companies that are distributing these drugs and happily creating addicts are not morally just. The faceless and are only interested in turning as many people as possible into long-term addicts. I chose this topic personally because I feel that often in the media we see that individuals are blamed more than the system that has actually victimized them, and that while these individuals do need to have some responsibility and take themselves to rehab centers and other things like that, I still think that we place too much blame on them and discount the same system that has incentivized them and made it so easy to slide into addiction. And I really think I wanted just to bring more attention to that.